Hola mi gentes. I hope y'all doing good, doing great. I'm sorry for this squeaky little chair, y'all, but it's gonna have to do. So you want to travel, you want to solo travel, or you want to travel with the bae or with the friends, whatever, but you want to travel. Right now, currently, I am traveling, as you can see. Yes, your girl is on a mission. Oh my gosh, this chair, I'm so sorry. I can never just have like a quiet video. I feel like there's always some noise going on, pero está bien because that's life. And my skirt is weird. Okay, y'all. I'm so sorry. And this chair does not go higher, but whatever, whatever. But your girl is currently traveling solo di dolo, okay? I love traveling. I truly do. I love solo traveling, especially. I enjoy my own company. I truly do. I enjoy seeing other people, experiencing other people, and just seeing life. I truly do. But I mean, I love traveling with other folks too. It just depends on the folk. You know what I mean? But in general, traveling, no matter how you do it, is very important. Okay, so I just kind of wanted to talk about some travel tips, a little travel guide, especially for beginners. So yeah, I am going to be reading off my notes and stuff like that as well, just so everything could go smoothly. But traveling isn't the easiest. Getting out of your comfort home isn't ideal for a lot of people. They don't know how to travel and stuff. A lot of people dream to like go here, go there, but a lot of people, they don't go through with it due to doubt, fear, people getting in their head, themselves getting in their head with worry and, you know, in the scared mindset. And traveling, it can be scary. Like I said, it's not easy to travel, especially alone as well. For man and woman, but also especially us women, we do have to be very careful, you know, where we're going, what you want to do, and all of that. So knowing how to travel is vital, no matter if it's solo or with people. Okay, it's very vital to know. So first things first, I want to do some little travel tips out here. Start small. And what I mean by starting small is travel out to your local cities, town, within the state you already lived in. You already live in. This will get you comfortable with traveling, driving, and knowing the roads, how to drive and all of that stuff in different conditions and all of that. So starting small within your own state, I do this a lot, and I feel it definitely has elevated my traveling experience and knowing how to do it properly and efficiently. Back when I lived down south and where I currently live at as well, it's very common for me. Like, I love doing this, visiting different towns in different cities, going on a little drive to see a new park, to see what the locals are doing in that city and town, and walking around and just experiencing. I love doing this, truly, especially when I live down south. In Texas, like, it's so huge over there. There's so much to do. There's always something to do in Texas. Truly, there always is. And the food is amazing. Oh, love the food. But there's always little places to try and all of that. And I would do that a lot just to see something new. It's just what Earth has to provide and offer, and what the locals and the people have to offer as well in that town. So, and also I just want to mention, this video is probably going to lean towards more of like solo traveling, but of course you can do this with a person as well. It's good for both of y'all to be, or whatever y'all, you know, however many people you'd be traveling with, but it's good for everybody to know how to travel though. But this is, I guess, more towards like solo travelers. Yeah, so, but yeah. Anyways, I'm sorry, I'm always everywhere. But doing that will definitely elevate your traveling experience with knowing how to drive in different areas and just knowing how to maneuver and all of that. Another thing is hiking trails. You're probably like, what do you mean by hiking trails? And I know a lot of people, not everybody likes to hike. Not everybody likes to do that kind of stuff, be in nature and all of that. But hiking trails will elevate your traveling experience. When it comes to traveling, it's very vital to know how to read maps and guidelines. And for me, being a hiker and just going on different trails around different areas has elevated for sure my reading maps and guidelines when it comes to trains, buses, all of that stuff. It will elevate your traveling and knowing how to do it and maneuver through different cities, states, areas. But again, that tip probably isn't ideal for everybody, but I mean, come on, hiking is so fun. Like going to different parks and, you know, just going on a walk, run, whatever is so fun, but that's not for everybody. But let me tell you, it will get you smart when it comes to traveling and knowing how to read maps and geography. It, like, even on your phone and GPS, that helps a lot, looking at different areas and reading the map. Hiking and reading a lot of most hiking trails, parks, I'm sorry I said that word, but most parks that have trails and stuff, like long trails, like long hiking trails, or even kind of short, like a mile or two, they provide maps and guidelines on where you're going, where it leads to, and all of that. And that can help with your GPS reading and all of that when it comes to driving, getting directions, learning directions, receiving directions from somebody. You know, that hiking will elevate that for you, because it has for me. But yeah, that's another tip. And another traveling tip is learn how to utilize a credit card, y'all. I love credit. I love credit cards. I truly do. And if you know how to utilize it properly, it can be, credit cards come with a lot of, you know, benefits, I feel, when it comes to traveling, especially. Credit cards are meant for travelers. Because you don't want to use your debit card for going out of state, different towns, cities, all that. You don't want to use your debit card, y'all. You want to use credit, because credit want their money back, okay? So if somebody tries to take your information, let's say you go to a gas station in a different area and you just paid at the pump, you didn't really go inside to pay or pay in cash or whatever, you used your credit card and something happened, you know, that is very common. Credit card fraud, not credit card fraud, but fraud in general is very common, of course. But credit cards are gonna make sure they gonna get their money back, you know what I mean? Especially if it wasn't you spending it or this and that. Use your credit card, okay, y'all? there's just so much to that. But anyways, yeah. So much benefits. Also, like, credit cards can help, like, with cash back, of course, but also getting deals for traveling, flights, car rentals, hotels, motels, whatever. It comes with benefits, it does. But again, credit cards may not be ideal for everybody because you have to be good with money. You have to know how a credit card works, and you got to be responsible as well. Because credit card, again, that's not your money. At the same time, it's not your money, and that's why it's good to use it as well. But you have to use it to your advantage, not to live above your means. You know what I mean? But learning how to utilize a credit card is essential and good for traveling. Because again, I don't want to use my debit card going out of state and this and that. I don't. But with me and banking, that's a whole different conversation. Because I don't trust a lot of these banks anyways. But yeah, get educated on credit card and get your score up, truly. It's important. It really is. And knowing where to put your money at. Because I'm telling you, it's really easy to get a good credit score. It's so easy. I feel like you can get your score up too. Like, it's really doesn't take that much time. Like, let's say you're at 500 credit score. It really, if you start learning, getting educated about credit cards, it really could get bumped up fast, truly. Another travel tip: just because you're traveling and you're going to a different city, a different town, state, all of that, doesn't mean you need to change as a person and you need to live above your means. You need to go to the fanciest restaurants, you, for no reason, spend all this money, max out your credit cards, go to the mall. Y'all, just because you are traveling does not mean you are going to be a different you should be a different person. You should be the same motherfucker, you know, in a different state. You know what I mean? You need to feel like a local. You should become a local. Shop local, experience what the locals do, you know? And when it comes to traveling, a lot of people, they want to do these bougie things and this and that. Ain't nothing wrong with that, you know. Going to nice places, eating nice, all good. Your girl do that. Best believe when I'm traveling, I never eat fast food. Even in my own home, I'm not eating fast food. You know, I'm gonna sit down and have me a good meal everywhere I go, you know? But that's just me, of course. But why would I want to experience something I could get at home? Why do I want to go to a mall? There ain't nothing wrong with that, but why would I want to go there if I could go that to every other state? And a lot of these big corporations offer the same things in every state that I've experienced myself. You go to a mall in a different state, it got the same shit just like the mall in the next state. It really do. So it's like, why would I want to go experience something I already done like 10 million times, you know? I want to see what the locals offer. I want to go downtown. I want to shop local. I want to see what the downtown got. I want to walk around downtown. I want to see the murals. I want to see the art. I want to see what motherfuckers got going on over here. So it's really important to be a local. Feel like you live there. You know, where I'm traveling at, I'm feeling like I'm them. You know, I'm one of them. I'm like, yeah, I'm born here, born and raised. That's how I be acting, y'all. Nah, but I be eating local. Yesterday, I went to this really nice Mediterranean spot. It was good. Pero the Mediterranean spot I went to in Chicago was way better. Oh my gosh, it was so good. You could tell it was more fresh over in Chicago. Over here, like the meat, it was like because I got a gyro pita thing with the Greek salad, and the meat was a little dry. It was like, you could tell it wasn't fresh, I feel. But anyway, but it was really good though. I love Mediterranean food. I truly do. But anyways, yeah, that was a nice little local spot. But feel like a local, become one with them. But yeah, those are some tips, okay, that you want to kind of gain before you really start traveling, okay, and really wanting to go forth with going places and all of that. Starting small, getting educated, utilizing certain things that could help your traveling expenses and all of that. So you're ready to travel, you're ready to plan a trip, okay, y'all? You are ready to prepare. Preparation is key, y'all. It really is. First things first, where do you want to go? Figuring out where you want to visit. Once you feel ready and comfortable that, like, yes, I'm ready to get out there, I'm ready to take this step, where do you want to go? And also another tip, keep this to yourself, especially if you are solo traveling. If you are solo traveling, keep it to yourself firstly. Do not go out telling people, oh, I think I want to go here. Oh, I think just be quiet. Be quiet. Okay, that is vital, especially for a solo traveler. Shut the fuck up. Okay, stop telling people your business. Don't. Okay, don't. I don't care if that's your homie, that's your girl, that's your man. Okay, maybe not your man, but but if that's your your family member, whatever, be quiet. And just be quiet, especially in the preparation. You need to talk to your God, talk to your Leo, okay? But do not talk to anybody else about your plans. Nobody, okay? In the preparation mode, you need to be quiet. And if you are going in a group or a duo, keep it between y'all, okay? Because you don't want, people will put certain energies, people will put doubt. Some people will be happy for you, some people will not be happy for you. So you need to just be quiet and prepare on your own, for solo travelers especially. But it may vary if you are traveling with people or with your partner or somebody else. Keep it between y'all in the preparation mode. And I cannot stress that enough. Truly, you need to keep it on the down low. Okay, so figuring out where you want to go requires good amount of research. When it comes to traveling, research is key. Okay, knowing how to research and all of that. Get to know the area. See what that area is known for. Okay, everybody kind of, majority of people kind of have an idea of, I want to travel here, I want to travel there, I've always wanted to see this, I've always wanted to do that. You know, ask yourself those questions and do your research on it, on the state, on the area, and see what local events happen, see what they are known for, see what's popular to do there, what's not popular to do there, and just what they have to offer. And that requires research. Watch YouTube videos about the areas you want to travel. What are you interested in seeing? Is very helpful to know what you want to do when you get to your destination and planning your trip and what you want to experience, essentially. understand the why you want to travel here. Why do you want to travel there? What are the intentions? What do you want to gain out of it? These are all questions you need to be figuring out for yourself. And once you set your mind on a place, figure out the dates you would like to travel. Okay, so once you've set your mind somewhere in the area you want to be at, and setting the dates. When are you available to take this trip? What is ideal for you? Figuring out how long you'd like to travel out for is what you need to figure out. Also, figuring out if you're going to need a rental car for driving. What kind of transportation are you going to be using in the area you are in? Are you going in the city? Are you going out in the suburbs? Are you going in a small town? Are there trains? Are there buses? Or is it mostly car? You know? Are you gonna Uber, this and that? What is your ideal transportation? What do you want to travel with? That's what you need to be thinking first when it comes to after setting the dates. You want to see what transportation you're going to be taking, because that's important, especially going in new areas. So figure that out. And then second, also looking for motels, hotels, Airbnbs in the areas you would like to stay. All of this requires research and learning the area. So this is very vital when it comes to knowing where you're gonna stay, how long you're gonna stay. That's why you gotta figure out the dates first and how long your trip is going to be. Is it going to be just a weekend trip? Is it a week, 2 weeks, 4 days, 5 days? You need to figure this out before deciding if your transportation or where you're gonna stay at. But I really recommend Airbnb. I truly do. There can be some really good Airbnbs for a good price for what you are looking for, with a whole bunch of amenities. Amenities? Is that what is that? I'm so sorry, I can't. Amenities, I think that's what it's called. Are you going to need a washer, a dryer? Are you gonna want to cook? Because some Airbnbs have, a kitchen and stuff. Essentially, it's a house or whatever. Airbnbs can be useful, and you're helping out the locals too in that area. Same with like local hotels and motels. I really recommend local little places instead of the big corporate places like the Hilton and this and that. But whatever, y'all, whatever is ideal for you is ideal for you, okay? But it's important to do your research on the area and where essentially these places are at when it comes to hotels and all of that. What area they're in, what's around it. Look on maps and see what's the surrounding areas. Read reviews, that's important. And again, looking at the location and surrounding areas is again important. But you're gonna need to figure that out. Where do you want to stay? Also, are you going to be moving around? Are you just going to be staying in one city, or are you going to be traveling a little bit from, like, you're staying in this city for a little bit, and then maybe you want to go to the next major city for a little bit, or the next one, whatever. That's all up to you to decide and how you are going to be traveling. But after you figured out how you want to stay, where you're going to stay at, what is attracting you, then you want to go on different platforms to see what's the best plane ticket for you. If you are going to be taking a plane, most of the time you might be taking a plane unless you're doing a road trip. Now that is a whole different travel guide when it comes to a road trip than just like a flight or something like that. But this is for flights though. This is not a road trip travel guide. I'm sorry. That will be coming soon. But anyways, yeah, search for flights. What's the best deal for you? And with the dates and all of that that you want to travel in is very important, and that should be the third thing. And I put that as the third thing, finding your flight, is because you don't want to find your flight first and start looking, because every time you go on that website, whatever platform you are using, the price, they will up the price because they have your data. They see what device is logging in and all of that, and they see, okay, they're looking at this, that, and flight plans are to change. They get higher in price the more you look at it and the more frequent you are looking at these plane tickets. That's why I put it last, because you don't want to look at your plane ticket first and have them have that data, knowing that you are wanting to plan a trip and this and that. That's very real. It really is. Like, they will up the price. Just a little tip, okay, y'all? But you want to look at flights last after you figure out where you want to go, what transportation, and where you're staying at. Then you are ready to look at flights. So you could have all that figured out and you could just buy it at that set price that you were going to get it. Because you don't want to go looking and then you find a perfect flight and then you're like, wait, I don't want to buy it yet. I gotta do this and that. And you just keep the page there, you leave it there, and then the next time you go back on, it's a whole different price, it's a whole different time. It's a mess. So yeah, look at your flights last. But now, marking the date, booking the trip. Okay, you are ready. You did all the required research. You are ready to buy it out. Okay, you are ready to set it and go forth with a plan. So, before buying anything, booking anything, you should know where you are traveling to, how long is your trip, what transportation are you using? Are you going to need a rental? Where are you staying? You should know all of those things before booking anything. And once you figured all that out, then firstly, buy your plane ticket. And after you buy your plane ticket, buy a rental if needed. After that, book your stays. Okay? Do it just like that. So now when it comes to traveling, you need to be street smart. Okay? That is very important. You must know how the streets work when it comes to trains, buses, driving, walking, and people. You have to know how to maneuver through different areas in life, and even within your own life. It's very important because, again, you are going in a different area than what you are used to. And there may be similarities, but there will be differences when it comes to the roads, the people, and how things function over there. So it's good to know how to read maps and guidelines, as I said. And just another little thing that I had written down is traveling requires planning, but also just going with the flow. You should, of course, structure a good plan for your travels, but once you finally made it to your destination and you get to a sense of the feel of the area, the energy, because there's a difference when before you're there, you know, like you planned everything in your head, you wrote it down, you had things planned and set, but once you get to your destination, you really feel the energy and you could really decide what you are up for once you get a feel of everything. And once you get a feel of everything and you're at your destination, you could see what you're really up for, see what you actually want to do. Plans can change a bit, but that's all part of traveling. Plan, but let your travels flow. Don't ever try to push to do exactly what you made up in your head, because it's always subject to change at times. When it comes to traveling, you know, before I got to my destination, you know, I had things planned out, set out, of what I wanted to do, kind of what I wanted to see. I threw ideas out there, all of that. But some plans did change. Some things I didn't do, and some things I didn't want to do anymore that I got here, and this and that, which isn't a bad thing. When it comes to traveling, you need to move intuitively as well. You need to be tapped into your intuition and what feels right at that time. You can plan all you want and try to make it perfect and try to do exactly what you had in your mind. But you got to understand that that is not in the 3D. That was in your head, how you wanted things to go. And that's not always ideal. That's why you need to trust your intuition and not try to force things that you created in your head. You have to let it flow. Just, it's good to, you know, of course, not saying like everything you create in your head is no bueno, no, but not everything is meant to happen. And just understanding that, trusting your intuition, because that's when shit goes to shit, okay? Is when you are trying to force things to happen and try to do all types of things that you are not up for or is meant for you at that time. You know, there were certain things that I wanted to do here, but once I got here and felt the energy and just how things were flowing throughout my travels, I understood that that thing was not going to be ideal for my travels. You know, it just wasn't ideal. It just wouldn't make sense for me to do, type of thing. And that is okay. You're in a whole different area. There's plenty of things to experience. So just plan, but let it flow, especially once you get to your destination. Okay, y'all? And that's all that I have. I really hoped you enjoyed this video, and shout out to the travelers. Okay, y'all, it's not easy. It really isn't. But I mean, it can be easy. You can make it easy for yourself, but it requires knowledge, you know. It requires you to really go for it. A lot of people out here are scared to travel, especially solo. So shout out to all the solo travelers out here who just do it, you know, and want to experience what Earth has to offer and what life has to offer, because it's just widening your perspective, truly. Shout out to the people who just travel and just love to experience different cultures and areas, getting out of their own comfort zone, because it's not easy to do that. It really isn't. And yeah, I hope, you know, the travels out there, especially beginner travelers that want to start getting out there, you know, the young folks and all of that, or older folks, whatever folk. Yeah, I really hope this can help, and I truly wish y'all good travels and safe travels. there's a lot more tips I'm pretty sure I missed. I just thought of one right now, and I'm gonna say it. Another thing, travel light. Travel light. You see, I just got that little thing and a book bag with some things, and yeah. Travel light, I don't like, especially if I'm traveling solo and stuff, in taking a flight, taking a plane, I don't like to have, I like carry-ons. I don't want to wait for my luggage. I don't want my luggage to get lost. I don't want none of that. I don't need a whole bunch of things to travel, especially if I'm just gone for the week or a couple days. You don't need a lot. Travel lightly. Carry lightly. You know, take the necessities and all of that. Plan accordingly. Check the weather. Now a bunch of these other tips are coming in my head. I gotta do a part 2, do I? But nah, I'm pretty sure there's a whole bunch of other YouTube videos on travel guides and better explanations. But this is what I do in my experience. I never travel heavy, none of that. I take my necessities, I take my protection, I take all of that. But yeah. I'm gonna end it here though. This video is getting too long. But safe travels to all, and get out there. Don't be afraid. Be guided, you know. Truly tap into your intuition, tap into self, and you will truly be okay when it comes to traveling. You will. It's not scary. It gets easier, and it's good for you. It can be good for you, but always follow your intuition. Never try to push a traveling idea or this and that. Let it flow. Let it flow. So yeah, peace.